Well, I'm driving the party car now a little bit. I swapped over to the burnout tires, or one set of the burnout tires. Sorry, the video's not that good. This is my tablet, and this camera doesn't work that good in one point from the screen. So it's gonna have delayed audio and delayed video, and probably looks like I'm filming it with a potato. So plus I can't seem to tell where the camera lens is, so I don't know where to look. But I was trying to figure out a way to delete or defeat the rear brakes on this car, and I think it's going to be a little more involved because I don't want to damage the car or convert things over permanently, because this car I'm actually selling. So the black Crown Victoria that's in some of my videos, the BOB car, that's the one I'm keeping. I just got too many vehicles, so I'm gonna be thinning the herd. Gonna sell the white car I'm in now, the party car, and sell the other Taurus. Actually, all the Tauruses. I'm gonna sell Roxanne, which I really don't want to, but she needs some body work that I just can't afford or even make sense of practically doing. It's like $7,000 worth of body work to fix the quarter panel, which was one of the only reasons I was able to afford to get the car in the first place, was because it has a salvaged title, and that body work that it actually needs done is just too much for me to invest in the car unless I really, really was sure that somebody wanted it, and I already had the money in hand. But I'm not going to spend it on myself for myself, because there's other things that are more important than that, especially considering how many cars I have. If I maybe sold all my other cars and vehicles that I really didn't need, I would have some money to spend and do her up right, because she needs the quarter panel repaired. The roof has somewhat of a dent in it, which I would think to replace the roof panel. It's got cracked windshield, some holes in the roof, and a little bit of hail damage. And it's like, well, there's no point in painting a car unless, and if you're going to do a decent job, unless you're going to fix all the body work. So when it comes down to it, it's just not. I've honed it, I've had it, I've always wanted an SHO Taurus, either the older one or the new generation one, and I had one that was a police interceptor, which is even faster than the civilian Taurus. So been there, done that, and I'm good. I'm more than happy to give somebody else an opportunity to have a really cool car that has got a whole lot of life left in it, because it's only got 40,000 miles on it. Literally just turned, I think, 40,000 miles about a week ago on the way out to Chuckwalla Raceway. So matter of fact, I'm on my way back to the shop. I'm going to finish a little bit of trying to isolate a wiring short that I have had in this car for a little while, where if I have the control package, relay, power distribution box hooked up so that I can run the strobes and the wigwags and the light bar that's on the front bumper that I'm going to put on, because I got to swap bumpers back, because I had my favorite push bar on this for the longest time, and then now that I have the 2008 car that I'm going to keep pretty much forever, I kind of at the point where I'm going to put that push bar back on this car so it looks like Neighbor, which is the car I'm going to hopefully go get to see and get some pictures with my car and that car looking almost identical, because I got a black hood that's got a venting on it that I'm going to put on here. So then swap the push bars back around so I can sell this car. So, but it's not a big deal. It's one of the easiest push bar swaps I've ever done, because some of these push bars are a pain in the butt, and the brackets are just, they're all twisted, and you know, because they're push bars, they've actually, you get a car that's got anywhere over 60, 70, 100,000 miles, which is just around when I get them. And if it has a push bar on it, I'm pretty sure it's been used at least once or twice, either intentionally or accidentally. So, but, so yeah, I'll just driving this car around a bit, seeing if I can find a closed course area where I can try and spin the tires a little bit, see how these tires, I got larger tires on the rear now than I have in the front. I'm going to keep the really good high traction Goodyears on the front, which are not police tires. And then going to, I got the factory Goodyears that are the Police Interceptor RSA tires on the back. Of course, they're worn out a bit, which I'm kind of wondering if that's going to be better for burnouts or worse, because if they're almost bald, they might actually get more traction than I want. Whereas if they've got a lot of tread on them and I get them really hot to the point where they're almost turning to liquid, which is what happens when you really do a lot of tire spinning. The tires, you know, you do a burnout to clean off like some dry rubber, debris, and dust off of a tire to make it work better. But if you do too much, yeah, that was all through first and second. Then you end up turning the tire basically to mush, which works out to your favor, because more smoke, more noise, and the tire ends up getting slipperier to the point where you're like skating around on ice. But it's that's what I'm kind of trying to wonder if I should put better tires on it for the when I first kind of mess around with it or not. But who knows? Anyways, just gonna do a little vlog with the tablet, because this tablet basically is in the same mount as the Tough Book mounts that these cars come with. So I was curious how it would work as a, I don't know what that would be called. It's just driver view, not the driver's view of the driver. I don't know how to word that. But because my buddy's going with me out to LS Fest, and he's saying, you know, oh, I don't want to drive your car, or maybe wreck or break something. And I understand that, because I don't know, it just sucks when something happens to somebody else's stuff. Wow, look looks weird. It makes me all look like nose. Okay. I don't know if I like that. I think we'll just go without. What was I gonna say? Oh, let's see what I have on, what I don't have on here. So he says he's not going to drive the car or any of the cars in any of the events that I'm going to try and do. But he might when we get out there and he gets familiar. So we'll see. But I figure he can video me with his phone or my phone, because I can't use my phone to video anything while I'm driving, and he'd have to forward a video to me for me to put it on my channel, and all my devices I can just send right to my channel. I don't use a computer. I don't even own a computer. I do all this directly from my phones and tablets and iPod. Whatever I have to make video with is what ends up being linked to the YouTube. So I figure if I have this one on with this view, you can see. You can't really see. You might have to adjust it, because it'd be cooler if it was showing my hands and maybe a view of the actual steering wheel and maybe the pedals. But he'll probably be videoing with his phone, maybe, and then I might put my phone. I've got a mount up here on the dash where it can point out and actually be a dash cam. I think all of them would probably together. I don't have a way to edit all that stuff together. I could just do it in 3 videos all in order, and then each one of them could be a different part of the same series of videos. So, but yeah, I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to do a delete on my rear brakes, or just a disconnect, or turn them off. It's a really short period of time, considering I still have to work every day, and I still got to prep Roxanne, which really isn't anything for the autocross. I just need to rotate the tires, because I just got back from Chuckwalla Raceway and I just wore the front tires down a little bit more than the rears. So that's pretty much all I have to do to her. I don't have to unload anything from her or anything. It's just yeah, you know what? It's kind of drizzling right now, and these RSA tires, I've always said, sorry, I go different directions and start and finish sentences in random order. I've kind of got that ADD thing, which I tell people about. But I was just noticing when I went to take off out of this little cul-de-sac area there, these RSA tires, they don't wear as well, as in they don't last as long, because they're a softer compound than the Firestone Firehawk Pursuit radials. So they get grippy a lot quicker when they start to get warmed up and cleaned off. And these are old tires. I've had them around for a while. They've been on several different cars. They actually came back with a car I'd sold a couple years ago. And it's drizzling right now outside. And a couple times I've taken off since I did a burnout with them, they're actually squealing and grabbing now instead of spinning. So I don't know if I'm going to use these as burnout tires after all. But because they're getting kind of grippy, which that's the reason I don't like them. Not because they're grippy, but because they wear out quicker because they're a softer compound. So I'm gonna have to do sunlight here pretty soon. I'll probably just end the video because you're seeing when the street lights, I go to the street lights, and that's about it. So I'm gonna find one more spot over here, maybe to twirl around a little bit. But they're not doing horrible, but like I said, I've got the passenger side rear one is, I think, a little bit thinner on tread than the driver's side rear. Actually, this doesn't have a very good limited slip in it. It has one, but it's not a good, strong one. The black car I just got, it has a really good limited slip in it. I mean, really good. So, you know, I really wish I was taking that car, but I'm just not. That car's really... Okay, well, I'm not answering that. So, but I'm getting a feel for these tires in the car with different tires on it. And I've got a set of rain tires that I just bought from somebody. It was a super good deal because there were 2 brand new tires, and I was looking for tires for some 16s I have. And that's the only thing that sucks is they're like brand new tires, but they burn pretty good and they're a lower profile, which gives me a little bit of advantage on the gearing. So I don't know, I might end up just using those for burnout tires. I mean, they're brand new tires, but you know, they're gonna do more and be more predictable and give a better show. Man, this car shifts hard. Then I might just have to bring those instead. So, all right. Well, I'm back at the shop, so I'm gonna start finishing up the wiring on the roof to get it all insulated, and then maybe work on Roxanne. So, fade to black.